What is up? Nightline right here. What is up, everybody? I'm your host, Hunter Chambliss, and this is CWN Dark for 11/21/2019. I'm joined by my co-host. How's it going?
Man, it's going good, man. I'm excited to talk some wrestling.
Oh, yes, we had a stat with AEW Dynamite and NXT's Go Home show getting ready for Takeover, War Games, and Survivor Series this upcoming weekend, which, my God, to me, the build has been kind of wonky for both events, but both of them have matches that I am looking for most.
Oh yeah, man. I'm really excited for the War Games matches, both of them. Even though we're missing one member, and then I'm just kind of interested to see how they book NXT when it comes to Survivor Series. Because if you remember, they normally book Monday Night Raw as dominant. So, but with SmackDown being the new A show, and the insertion of NXT, it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be different this year.
Yeah, I really hope so. But so yeah, we'll get to that when we get to that. But first, I didn't watch Raw and SmackDown. So skipping over that, we'll go right into AEW Dynamite coming from Indianapolis.
Was it?
Yeah, it was the Indiana Farmers Coliseum in Indianapolis. Man, what a show this was, top to bottom. You had some great storyline progression week for week, and it starts off incredible with Ray Phoenix taking on Nick Jackson, which is kind of unique because we haven't really seen Nick Jackson compete a lot of singles competitions. Goes for both the Jackson brothers. You know, the Young Bucks are more known as teams than singles, but this is kind of a surprise to see Nick in a singles match here on the opening show.
Yeah, it's a welcome surprise actually, because with the fact that I'm not mistaken, it's Matt. Matt's the one that's not at the moment cleared for competition, so you do get to see Nick in a much different light. And this match tore the house down, man. Right from the get-go. Phoenix is probably one of the best sellers in the business. He sells like nobody else, and his moveset's just insane, man. He's probably one of my favorites at the moment. And yeah, so if you want to go ahead and say how the match ended.
The match ended with Ray Phoenix hitting a spinning muscle buster to pin Nick Jackson after a fantastic match. There was a lot of cool spots too, like Ray Phoenix hitting a ropes and hitting a springboard hurricane to the outside of the ring, which Nick sold beautifully, by the way.
Yeah, these guys really. I like the outside work these guys are doing. They're doing a lot of outside work. That roll, I still don't understand how he does it, but that rolling cutter on the floor, it just looks like it's so painful for Phoenix more than anything. But I like the ending
for both competitors.
Oh yeah, but the ending, I like the ending a lot because one, these guys a lot of close calls, very near fall, a lot of near falls. I honestly felt like this match could have went anyway, whether they gave the rub to Nick or the rub to Phoenix. But the ending with Phoenix going over and then refusing to shake Nick Jackson's hand, I like that. I like that they're pushing the. Yeah, I love that I love that they're pushing the Lucha Brothers as more heels than they are faces. Everyone loves Phoenix and they love the Lucha Brothers, but I think Pentagon Jr. especially is better served as a heel.
Well, also I think like right before AEW was a thing, I think Cody said something about they're not doing traditional face and heels. Like they're gonna everyone's gonna be somewhere in the middle. Because Cody was like, the fans are going to chant for who they want to chant. We shouldn't force them to hate somebody or force them to like somebody. We'll just go for what the audience tells us.
Yeah.
So,
I Yeah, and I think they're doing that to a point, like to a very like certain.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing it. They're doing a decent amount, but I think they've shown that they can do turns, because I feel like the turn of SCU being all of a sudden faces and realizing what they have in Scorpio Sky, that they have probably the potential for one of the biggest faces with Scorpio Sky.
MJF
I feel like Darby Allin
really worked well.
Yeah, MJF. They're not. They know what they have, but they also know that they can turn anybody at a drop of a hat. I think also with Darby Allin, I thought he was going to be a straight up heel coming in.
Yeah,
And they've done very well with his booking, which we'll get into later in the show.
good. Is going to the main event real quick, but Darby Allin's connected with the fans so much that you see people skull face paint, like they're dressing up as Darby Allin. That's how much he's making a connection with the audience.
Yeah, I saw that during Halloween online a lot. So I was like, wow, that kind of surprised me.
That's going to be a very popular Halloween year, I bet.
Oh, definitely. Especially if what it seems like their trajectory for Darby Allin may be. I think he'll be one of their more popular stars.
Oh, without a doubt. So next we have, I'm going to butcher her first name. I'm just going to call her Shida, taking on
Hikaru.
This was a good match.
Hikaru Shida. Yeah, this was a good match. From what I've seen, Shida, because I haven't seen much of her, but I've seen a little bit online with, I believe, Stardom, because I follow Stardom on Twitter, but I don't watch it all the time.
Yeah.
From what I've seen of Shida, she's really good. I think it's Britt that we have to start seeing more improvement. I haven't been entirely impressed with her since she started. I think she's very, very wet behind the ears in terms of. But then again, I mean, she's not. I don't believe she's really a full-time wrestler at the moment. She's still a dentist. She has to take care of this stuff, but she's showing improvement, I think, with the week-to-week stuff. And I think that AEW knows that she's not entirely ready, which is the reason why Shida actually went over in this match.
Yeah. And Shida went over with what was it, a Falcon Arrow and a Shining. So yeah, good, great match right here. This is the one thing I will say about the AEW as a whole, and it's been said a lot. They need to work on their women's division, but I think each and every week their women's division is getting better and better.
Yeah, I think this might be a step in the right direction. And seeing these women more and more, I think, throughout, like, consistently, because sometimes it seems like we're getting different women every week, and it's hard to keep track. So just when I might like, oh yeah, I like Hikaru Shida, is she going to be on the show next week? Because what happens if she's not on the show next week, and then all of a sudden I'm not thinking about her? Like, I hated the fact that Emi Sakura got the title shot, just because I felt like it came out of nowhere. There was no story. Like, what was the reason for her getting the title shot at Full Gear? And I think and I get what AEW is trying to do, is they're counting on the diehard fans, the indie fans that watch and know these people's story, because apparently I think Riho and Emi Sakura have had multiple matches on the indies together, but as like not really a casual, but someone that doesn't watch the indies as much, I don't know that.
Yeah.
So yeah, just think we need to work on that.
I do think that the women's division could use work when it comes to building storylines, but I do like the fact that they're focusing more on records when it comes to women's and teams.
Yeah,
because there's a lot more people in the singles league that it's real hard to come up with, okay, how are we going to do this? But with tag teams and women's, because you have such a small amount right now, it's easier to be like, okay, well, Britt Baker's 2-1 or 3-1. Shida, who's 2-1, put them together, make this a contenders match, and winner faces Riho.
Yeah,
since we have a smaller amount.
Yeah, and I also think that that them not having a big name star at the moment, is really kind of hurting them, because with the singles and the tag team, we have the Lucha Brothers, who everyone knows from Impact and Lucha Underground and all that. You have the Young Bucks, who are one of the most popular teams in the world, and then you also have in the singles, you have Cody, you have Chris Jericho, you have John Moxley, you have all these guys that like have big names outside of the indies. Yeah. And I think that women's division is missing that. They need that one. I think they just need that one.
I agree, but also, I agree, but also I do like the fact that they're kind of relying more on new, like build up your singles as like the big names, and then because the big names in the singles are going to draw in people anyway. So then when people are coming to watch Chris Jericho, they may see someone like a Sheeta or a Britt Baker or Rio. I'm going to watch these people now. So it's kind of a smart strategy to use your singles as a platform to get audiences hooked, and then hard to find their new favorites.
That's true. I mean, you're not wrong. There are going to be those ones that come out. Like for me, Bia is one that I'm really interested in.
Yeah.
And I like Hikaru Shida. I think that she kind of got me interested.
Dude.
So more.
Someone I wasn't sure of, and then I saw her, and I was like, I like her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's gonna
probably
go up.
The Queen inspired.
Yeah, I think, and I mean, it's only gonna get better as we go forward. And we have to also remember that these guys aren't used to putting together a weekly show. It's not as easy as it looks.
After this, we have a kind of weird, what was it, like a segment or like a promo video for the Dark Order. I loved it.
It's like a cult video, I guess. It's like an intro video. It looks like.
Yeah, it says right here. It says a Dark Order cult recruitment video. Mm-hmm. So pretty much, it shows this man on a subway platform. He's kind of overweight. These guys come on, break his glasses, and then we see like this Scientology like video promoting the Dark Order, which it was exactly like join the Dark Order. You see Evil Uno's mask, and I love it. This is the perfect way to reintroduce minds. Be like, okay, what the hell is this? Getting kind of a early Wyatt family cult leader type thing from Evil Uno, and I love it.
Yeah, I think that if this would have been a perfect way to introduce the Dark Order instead of having them. I understand why they used them earlier, but I think that if they would have like started the very first episode, not using Dark Order at all, and then having the first couple episodes of AEW Dynamite having these types of videos where we're like, what the hell's going on? Just like it happened with the Wyatt family, where we didn't know what the hell was going on with those Wyatt family videos at first, and then as they just kept going, you eventually got interested. Look at the Firefly Funhouse type stuff. Like, so I think this, if they let themselves go in a creative direction, this would be really interesting, and we're really looking forward to this.
So, say something in this video package that got me intrigued as to why they were doing this. Because the Dark Order is on kind of a losing streak right now.
Mm-hmm.
So for them to be like, hey, we're on a losing streak, but now we're going to take advantage of people who are on losing streaks, who are down on their luck. Pick them up, take them with us. It does make logical sense why this would come out now instead of debuting with this whole leader gimmick. Because again, they are down on their luck. They are kind of on a losing streak here and there. So they introduce them by having this new kind of element added to their characters.
Yeah, I mean, all I can say is they have me intrigued. I'm ready. I want more.
So next we have the Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal, which I don't know what this is for. They kept saying it was for like a diamond ring, but it was weird.
That's what I'm seeing too. I do like the little tease of Jungle Boy meaning more in the like more grand scheme of things in terms of AEW, because I am a big fan of the Jurassic Express. I understand that they can't really go that far because of their gimmick. It's not going to be taken as seriously, but I enjoy the gimmick, and Luchasaurus coming out at the end just to wreck shop was awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, we're on the Battle Royal, right?
Yeah. So like the way it starts out is that Billy Pentagon is entering. Huh?
Billy Gunn.
Oh yeah, the Billy Gunn. Yeah,
huge
definitely. That's awesome.
Pop, man. Dude, Billy Gunn
him and
looks jacked.
Yeah, he still is good, and I like the little moment between him and Sonny Kiss. It was kind of funny. It was, and of course, you know, MJF has to come out and ruin that. That was a nice little moment, and a big interesting thing here that it looks like we're gonna be getting more of is Pentagon Jr. was the last one to enter the Battle Royal, and he was distracted by Christopher Daniels, and then basically immediately eliminated. So looks like we're going forward with this Lucha Brothers versus SCU.
That's the one thing that kind of confused me, because he was mask, and Christopher Daniels is like twice the size of Rey Fenix. So how did Pentagon not notice that his brother, I don't know, 5 feet in like 20 minutes?
It's wrestling logic. You got to kind of suspend your disbelief for that one, I guess.
But yeah,
let that one go.
It was a fun Battle Royal, man. You had you had the most dangerous man in pro wrestling, Orange Cassidy.
Oh man, this dude is. There's nothing. I don't think there's anything better in wrestling at the moment. Like, he's probably my favorite part. He hasn't even really wrestled that much in AEW, and I'm loving it. I love it.
Oh my god, dude! He has the best job in the world.
He's cool, man. And yeah, it's awesome. I enjoy it a lot. I keep showing like my co-host for my podcast that I do, and I keep showing him this, and I'm just like, it shouldn't work, but it works.
But it does, dude. I love the stare down between Billy Gunn and Orange Cassidy. Yeah. When Orange Cassidy was just kicking him, and Billy Gunn looked so confused at first, but what was the commentary? JR saying, "Oh my God, he's crippling him. Oh my God, what is he doing?"
Yes, it's like, I think JR's caught on now. JR's finally he was having a little trouble. He was trying to figure out what's going on, and I think Excalibur finally got it through to him, and JR's all in. And by God, he's crippling him. Like,
he's crippling him, man. And then freaking MJF has to be spoiler again.
Oh, they're going all in on MJF.
They used MJF perfectly. There's him eliminating Sonny Kiss, and then him eliminating Orange, massive heat.
Yep, and then eliminating Jungle Boy at the very end, after everyone thought that he was already out. You know, that's perfect heel move, and I guess I just wish that they would have explained better what this diamond ring is.
Yeah, that's the one thing, and also I feel like there was a little too much focus on outside interference in this match.
Yeah,
because you had Warlord, you had Sean Spears eliminating Joey Janela. It focused too much on like the outside of outside interference, but I still think that this Battle Royal was really, really fun.
Yeah, I mean, I usually like Battle Royals, but yeah, I agree. I think my biggest thing, I have like certain like pet peeves, I guess, with Battle Royals. One, I hate whenever people roll to the outside. It bothers me a lot. And then I don't like all the outside interference. It does kind of it kind of makes it chaotic in a way, and it takes your attention away from the actual Battle Royal, I think. And the reason I'm thinking of rolling to the outside is because that very first women's Royal Rumble I didn't like, because the women kept rolling out of the ring, and it just bothered me. Yeah. But yeah, there's certain pet peeves that I have with Battle Royals.
Yeah, so overall, this battle royal was really fun. You had great moments in between. It came down. It was Jungle Boy, MJF, and Hangman Adam Page. Everyone, MJF was eliminated. Then MJF eliminates Jungle Boy, and it became so. Now next week is going to be Hangman Page taking on MJF, and the winner gets a diamond ring. I hope they really explain what you get with the diamond ring. I hope it's not just you get this flashy jewelry.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like maybe like a number one contenders match, or like you can kind of cash it in. I don't know, something along those lines. But a diamond ring is very odd. Like it just sounds, it's different.
Yeah,
maybe they're trying something different though. So I'm gonna hold out to wait and see.
Yeah, though they are promoting Cody's returning next week. He's gonna cost MJF the match. Hangman Page is gonna win this one.
Oh, definitely, and which seems like
yeah, they have to have Cody either distract him down or something.
Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen. But I'm kind of wondering if maybe they'll go in not an entirely different direction, but maybe like I don't know, something, because everyone's gonna be expecting Cody to interfere. So we'll see if
maybe Cody
swerve, or I don't know.
Maybe Cody interferes, goes to hit MJF. MJ ducks. He decks Hangman Page.
Yeah,
and MJF wins.
Yeah, maybe that'll continue Page down his path towards the heel. Because I feel like that's the end game at the moment. Is had him Hangman Page going heel. I think it's a long term. I think it's a long term story, man. I don't know.
I don't see it
because being the elite stuff, man, and he seems very like dejected and kind of like separate from the elite sometimes. I don't know, man.
I don't know, because Page could be the ultimate babyface. I feel like if you just keep him like kind of almost winning, like coming so close to winning, and then he comes short, or he finally wins one, that when he starts going on a win streak, people are going to find him. Then that's when you have him win the world title.
It's definitely a possibility. I might be wrong, but I just feel like that might have been the path beforehand. Yeah, you're not wrong. That's true. So let's go ahead and move on to the. Yes, man. This is fantastic, and I like that this kind of made Jericho seem a little human here, in terms of you can kind of pull one on him if you really try.
Which is funny, because it starts out as an apology for his chance, and then he can't say the word sorry, so he has Jake Hager keep saying the word sorry. He keeps passing the mic.
Great. Yeah,
I was like, that's amazing. It's like towering of a man just saying sorry.
Jericho keeps reinventing himself, man. It's constantly great, and the man is probably the GOAT.
Oh, he is. In my opinion, he is the greatest of all time.
Yeah,
so his promo ends. Yeah, because his big announcement was that Jericho was doing a Chris Jericho Thanksgiving thank you celebration next week. Which he said there's going to be balloons, there's going to be an aquarium. They're going to have it all. Which I'm expecting that.
Dude, yeah, we'll see if we get it.
I just want this celebration to be like the Festival of Friendship, where he comes out with the hat and just like dancing around. I
love that. That's probably one of the best segments that's happened in probably the last 10 years.
I agree. So just as he's hit and he's about to leave, we hear the music of SCU. Scorpio Sky comes out with both Kaz and Daniels, and he again points out that Sky gave Jericho his first loss in AEW, which I love that, because SCU and Scorpio Sky in particular, AEW by the recommendation of Chris Jericho because he saw Scorpio Sky's indie work. He said, "I want to work with this guy."
Yeah, and I think Scorpio joining up because I knew Scorpio a little bit just from I think it was After Buzz. He had been on there a few times, so I knew him like as a person.
Really?
And then because I know he was on the recap shows for Raw and SmackDown a few times, probably for Raw, because he was working. I think if I'm not mistaken, he was working for Championship Wrestling from Hollywood there first, and so he knew Johnny LaCosta. So he was there, and then I was watching ROH, and he showed up, and I was like, "This dude's awesome," but he's just kind of not going anywhere. And all of a sudden, he joins up with SCU with Kaz and Daniels, and these guys they've taken him under his wing, and the dude's improved bounds and bounds, man. Like he's really impressing me, and I can't wait for their match next week.
Yeah, dude, I was kind of so on Scorpio because I was like, I knew Kaz from TNA and all that. Mm-hmm. I didn't know a lot about Scorpio. So I was like, okay, he's part of SCU. I know that. But I watched an interview with Chris Van Fleet like recently, and I was like, man, this dude has a very interesting story. And then they go on that run in the tag tournament. I'm like, okay, Scorpio Sky's got something. And then last week he gave Jericho his first loss. I was like, that amazing, like awesome, because that's how you build someone from a team, from like a member of a team to a singles guy, and it works.
Yeah, definitely. I think he won people over. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think where I started to see this potential as a face was after the Lucha Brothers actually attacked Christopher Daniels, and then he literally went out there with shoes on, and then he decided to take his shoes off because he threw one out. He lost one, threw the other one out, and I think people seeing him wrestle like that and really put the team on his back really got some points for him, and I think they're just starting to build him as I think he's probably got the most potential as their top babyface. I know I said Darby Allin earlier, but I can see Darby Allin being more of a like kind of tweener, anti-hero type guy. He's gonna be the guy that is cool to cheer for, but I think Scorpio Sky is gonna be their face, one of their faces of the company.
Yeah, I do want to bring up some funny lines that Scorpio Sky. He said after last week, after he beat Jericho, he got in touch with his high school lover, and they're going out on a date.
and they were chanting Melody.
Melody Jericho with the perfect line goes, "Yeah, I met Melody. She's gained a few pounds over the years." And the Scorpio Sky goes, "And I cannot lie."
Yeah, man. And then the crowd chanting Melody, fantastic.
Melody.
I love it, man. The crowds are just they have
crowd
crazy. Yeah. So I'm also looking right here. I do like the fact that he said that. He said that he was going to turn. He's going to turn late champion into late bitch. That's a good line.
Perfect line. And then, before that, that's when SCU kind of does the Daffy Duck situation where it's like, please don't put your title on against me. I'm not ready. Jericho's like, all right, I'll put the title on the line.
Manipulating him is awesome. I tell you, man, I think it makes you can obviously get under Chris Jericho's skin. It makes him kind of human, like, so it's perfect, I think.
Yeah, so next week is going to be Chris Jericho defending his championship against Scorpio Sky, and I'm so excited for that match.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we all know Jericho's probably going to go over, but he's going to make Scorpio Sky look like $1 million.
He is. Well, yeah, like you said, we're pretty sure Jericho's going over, but I think he's going to do exactly what he did for Darby, where he made Darby look like $1 million. He's going to make Scorpio look like $1 million, man.
Dude, speaking of
this might not end clean.
Jericho made Darby Allin look like a beast in that match. He sold his offense beautifully.
Yeah, and then we have he couldn't figure out how to get him out.
Mm-hmm. So then we had a brawl, which Marco Stunt Luchasaurus come out, which ended with Luchasaurus facing off with Jake Hager, which I
tons of potential for that match.
Yeah. So then we go into a squash match with Luchasaurus versus Avalon. Match lasts like maybe 30 seconds. Hits
that's all I needed.
A crescent kick to the head, and that's it.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Pretty much. Though I do want to bring up something backstage that happened. I don't know if because I watched it on like a streaming site.
Yeah.
Box in box, picture in picture thing. So I don't know if on the live version it showed what Jericho was saying to Peter Avalon.
Nuh-uh.
Before his promo or whatever, Jericho goes up to the librarians and sees that everyone is reading books about dinosaurs, like little children's books about dinosaurs. And he's like, "Who cares about dinosaurs? These pictures, dinosaurs." Puts it in his face and then just walks off.
I didn't see that. I'm about to go back and check that out.
It's amazing. So next we have Private Party taking on Proud and Powerful, aka Santana and Ortiz.
Can I just say I don't love that name. I don't love Proud and Powerful. I don't love Proud and Powerful.
Really?
I don't know, man. It doesn't pop to me. Like I think Santana. If you just call him Santana and Ortiz, it works. Maybe that's because of what I've been calling him this whole time. I understand you can't use the LAX.
The name. I thought you meant that, like, you don't like them as a team.
Oh, I love Santana and Ortiz. Yeah, I love Santana and Ortiz. And, like, no problem. Like, I have no problems with that. I just don't like the name. Proud and Powerful. It just doesn't pop to me. But they're great. Love
them. Dude, I'm becoming more of a fan of Private Party each and every week. These guys are gonna keep getting better.
Yeah, before they go full year in terms of when AEW Dynamite started and when it ends, I think Private Party will be the tag team champions. That seems the trajectory at the moment.
I agree. By the way, they have the perfect ring induction, or weighing 50 pounds of cranberries and
cranberry
vodka
and cranberry. Fantastic. I love it.
But kind of on a sad note, this is a memorial match for. Sorry, what was the dude's name? I feel so bad for this. Hold on. It's live, everybody. Give me a second.
No problem.
I want to see what that dude's name is.
If y'all see me looking to the side, I'm also keeping track of the Texans game. So,
Matt Travis, who sadly passed away this past week. According to the announcement, Santana and Ortiz got him into wrestling to get him off the streets. Then he went to Hog House of Glory, became friends with Private Party, team dubs. So this, like, both teams got put in this match as a kind of in honor of his name.
That makes it even better.
Yeah, this was a great match. Like, back and forth.
And now you know why.
Such a great match. Yeah.
Now you know why these guys are pulling all this stops out.
Yeah, I love the selling from Mark Quinn on his back. The selling his back the entire match. Surprisingly, Private Party gives Santana and Ortiz their first loss on their record, hitting Gin and Juice on victory. So I was happy about that. But there was one very mismatch.
Yeah, it's bad. It's a bad one.
Because they hit it's Cassidy who hits a springboard code red. Referee goes 1, 2, and what I think was supposed to happen was Ortiz was supposed to get in and pull the ref's leg, but he missed his. The ref went 1, 2, and then stopped his count on his own. And everyone was kind of confused as to why. The announcers were confused as why. Announcers had 2 different stories. One was that Ortiz wasn't, or was the, or no, that Santana wasn't, which we know he was. The other one was that Ortiz pulled the referee's leg, which we know he didn't.
Yeah, it seems to be the story lately with AEW sometimes week by week is that there seem to be these noticeable botches. And when you're in the world of the internet, it's going to go around. People are going to see it. And this one's a bad one.
Yeah. This is where I thought maybe they should have their original tag team referee come in, because they have like 3 referees that are known for doing certain matches. Audrey Edwards?
Edwards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's known for
Aubrey.
for singles world championship matches. And then you got someone else who's known for the tag teams. I mean, which understandable.
Yeah.
Since now we know why.
Another thing is, I think I saw this going around somewhere, is that I don't necessarily believe this, but it could be a contributing factor, is the fact that there's so many moving pieces in these AEW matches that it is kind of, I think even the competitors are starting to lose track of where they're at sometimes, because there's so much going on in these matches that maybe they need to try and simplify the matches a little bit more. Just in terms of every single, because lately it seems like every single match is like 20 minutes, 15 minutes, where there's all this stuff going on back and forth, near falls, which I love. But at the same time, like if it starts to lead to botches like this happening every week, there is going to have to be a change.
I don't think it's going to happen every week. I just think this was just a miscalculation, because you do have a lot of moving parts in this team. Well, you got 4 guys who want to prove that they're the top team, so of course they're going to be trying to pull out a lot of moves. But I feel like a little bit, you could make it, I don't know, make it mean more. Does that make a lot of sense?
Yeah. My biggest. Yeah, and my biggest thing with I like the long matches, but I don't need every single match to be long, because then when we get to pay-per-views, what do we have to look forward to? So if if every single match is long, if every guy if everybody, I'm trying to find a better way to say this, like the fact that we've had Pac and Adam Page wrestle 3 times, and all 3 times they were longer matches, it kind of makes their like Full Gear match not as special, especially like when we got one later on, literally the next show, it was the exact same match but a different result. Just like little things like that WWE suffers from all the damn time.
Yeah. But overall, besides that botch, I think this team match was really good. It put Party up in that upper echelon of like title contenders, because they beat Santana and Ortiz and the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Them up when it comes to, maybe top 3, top 4.
Yeah, top 3. I think you have SCU, you have the Lucha Brothers who have a win over Private Party, and then and then I think it's Private Party.
So moving on to the main event, Jon Moxley taking on Darby Allin. What a match this was!
I was looking forward to this match all week long.
Me too.
That ending, first of all, with Jon Moxley basically calling out the entire locker room last week, saying nobody has the balls to face him. And then at the very end of the night, or not in the end of the night, but later on in the night, Darby Allin gets his victory, and all he says is, "I accept." And I'm just like, yes, like I didn't know I need this.
I need this match. And this match delivered. A video package shows up. Darby Allin is walking, and then shows him being zipped up in a body bag, and the body bag says Mox on it. Perfect, Darby Allin. The crowd, when he comes out, the crowd is excited to see him, and that's where they pan over and show the people with the paint. That's how you know you're getting someone over, is when you can make people want to either dress up like him or, make signs or just be behind him, because they see a little bit of Darby Allin in everybody. You see that, how that, is probably never going to win the world title. He could. I hope he does. But you want him to. You want to push him to be world champion. Like Jeff Hardy. You wanted Jeff Hardy to be world champion. You wanted it forever, and finally they gave it to us.
I think that's how exactly what I was going to say. Is he's sober Jeff Hardy. He's straight edge Jeff Hardy. He's Jeff Hardy that will not get in trouble when things start to go good for him. And because my favorite ladder match. I was gonna say my favorite ladder match of all time that made me fall in love with Jeff Hardy was the ladder match between him and The Undertaker. I love that ladder match. That to me that showed the entire world who Jeff Hardy was. And I think that match against Cody Rhodes is what showed the world what Darby Allin was.
Oh yeah, and that match with Cody ended perfectly because it ended in a draw. Darby Allin can step in there with the top tier in the company and push him to the limits, because he doesn't care about his body. He's not going to care about your body.
Yeah, I'm looking at his finishes. Like, I'm thinking of his losses recently. His only real pinfall loss was against Shawn Spears in that triple threat. I mean, that tag team match. I don't believe that he should have taken the pin in that match. I was kind of upset about that. And then he has the loss to Chris Jericho, but that was due to outside interference from Jack Hager. And then this one, it literally took a paradigm shift from the top rope. You have to basically kill Darby Allin in order to beat him, and I think that's only going to help him down the line. Let me check.
Single? Or is he?
Let me check.
I
can pull it up real quick. Give me a second, because I was looking at these from my podcast this past weekend, and
no problem.
Let me see. Let me just get to roster, because they have them on their website. Make it very easy to find. All right, let's see. Darby Allin. So he's 4-3-1 overall. So he's 4-2-1 in singles, and then an 0-1 record in trios.
Okay, so he's 4-1.
4-3-1. So he has 3 losses and 1 draw.
Okay, that's not a terrible record, actually. His 3 losses,
no, it's not.
Is that overall or just singles?
Overall is 4. He's 4 wins and 2 losses in singles. He has 1 loss in trios.
4-2 single record isn't bad at all.
No, it's a good record. It's a good record. And the fact that his only 2 singles records are to Jon Moxley and Chris Jericho. Yeah, it's just I think if you're going to use the sports aspect, you have to do it just like you would in UFC. Whereas the quality of opponent also matters.
Yeah, and I think that's what fans don't understand, because I've seen a lot of fans well, why is this guy above this guy? Why is a 4-3 over a 2-0 or whatever? Wow. If someone is 4-2, but their 4 opponents are really high quality, and their 2 losses, they'd be over someone who's 2-0 with maybe lesser competition.
Yeah, exactly. So that's that. I think more fans will start to understand that as they go on.
Yeah, because it also is like if somebody comes in like Santana and Ortiz, they're 2-0, but they're ranked number 2, I think, or number 3. It's one of the 2. But that's because yes, the Lucha Bros are 4-3. They've had faced higher competition than Santana Ortiz had. Santana Ortiz are 3-0 now, I think, because they beat or no.
Well, let me check.
Because they lost to Private Party.
They might be. Yeah. They're gonna be two. Well, hold on. They only have one other. No, you're right. They're 2-1 because they had one squash match, right?
Yeah, because one was a squash match and the other one was at Full Gear where they beat the Young Bucks. But again, that's why the Lucha Bros are ranked number 1 is because the quality of opponents also matters. Like Proud and Powerful only beat the Lucha or the Bucks, and they beat some jobber team. Like, of course, you're gonna put some Private Party, SCU. Like, you're gonna put teams that have a higher, more stiff competition.
Yeah, their overall is 3-1. So they haven't been able to update the page, but since they got the loss to Private Party, they're 3-1. So they're 2-1 in tag team, and then 1-0 in trios.
Trios? Were they?
They have one, I think. Well, they teamed up. I think they teamed up with Jericho in one of the matches. On an AEW Dynamite, if I'm not mistaken. Was it Jericho or was it Guevara? It might have been. I think it was Jericho.
Maybe Guevara.
Against maybe Guevara because it was Proud and Powerful.
No, you're right. Yeah, it was Proud and Powerful, right? And Jericho versus, I believe it was Cody and the Bucks.
It might, yeah, it was probably Cody and the Bucks.
That sounds right. But
probably
back to this match. This match starts off fast and furious with Darby Allin just doing a tope through the ropes, sending the fight to Jon Moxley. Mox fights back, and they fight all over the ring. Started yet? They get back in the ring. Match officially starts. Mox puts Darby Allin into the coffin, or not the coffin, but the body bag. That's yeah. Then he gets him out and back. Goes for the coffin drop, but gets caught in a sleeper hold. Then Mox hits the top rope paradigm shift, which, my God, that looks so scary.
Yeah, that's a stiff move, man. If he lands wrong, that's not good for Darby.
Every time I watch a Darby Allin match, because
he's gonna kill himself one day. I feel like it's gonna be bad. But he also said he doesn't wrestle that long, so I don't think it'll.
Yeah, dude, the coffin drop at, I believe it was All Out with the barrel was so scary from the top rope onto the steps.
Yeah, man,
God.
it is bad to look. Even that first one in that match with Cody on the apron, it was so it looked like he just hit so hard.
So yeah, that was pretty much this week's AEW Dynamite. I'm gonna give it a rating. I'm gonna give it from an A to an F on the show. I'm gonna give it an A minus. I was never bored. Pretty much every match was good in my opinion. That great Jericho promo. The main event was awesome. I give it a notch. Horrible ref botch in the tag team match, but overall, I'm giving it an A minus.
All right, I'm gonna go B plus. I'm gonna go B plus. One for the botch, and then another notch for the. I didn't really care about the too much about the women's match. So it was a decent match, but I wasn't invested. So I'm gonna say B plus, but very solid match, solid show overall.
Yep. All right, so let's move on to NXT, which this was a great show.
Yeah. Give me 1 second to get my charger from my laptop.
No problem. All right, guys.
All right, let's get back to
it. Apparently, on Raw, Triple H had an open door policy for people from Raw to NXT. It's exactly what happened because we kick off the night with the man herself, Becky Lynch, which was so good to see her back after 4 years away.
You know what made me laugh is that they were kind of booing her there, but then when they realized, oh wait, she's one of us. She's from NXT, and they started cheering her.
Yep.
I like that the NXT fans are very territorial.
Yeah, which again I respect. I mean, love what you love, but also the Full Sail crowd is kind of hit and miss for me. As bad as like main roster crowds, where they'll like take over the show, because main roster fans do that a lot. They will take over the show.
Yeah,
NXT crowd are like a more, how do I explain this in the nicest way possible? They're a more vocal AEW crowd.
Yeah. What I see it is that you can't always take what the full crowd likes as what'll work on the main roster. They like everything. It seems like they liked the vaudevillains, which I like the vaudevillains too. But I knew that gimmick wasn't going over.
Yeah.
There's just certain things that I think that they are misleading.
Yeah, that's the thing though. I love, and getting off topic a little bit, the AEW seems like they're more willing to follow the storylines. So they'll boo the bad guys, they'll cheer the faces. It's that little Full Sail crowd vibe where it's like they'll kind of flip back and forth.
Yeah. I brought this up to my my co-host. Comes out. Oh, sorry. I brought this up to my co-host that I think that that WWE needs to move on from the Full Sail crowd for NXT and start taking NXT on the road. I think that that might be a reason why, because I personally believe that NXT week to week has been better than AEW. Really, probably like more than probably only one time I think AEW has been like better than NXT in terms of quality, but it's so noticeable between AEW and NXT which one is not in front of a 300 person arena, whereas like NXT takes place in front of a little college crowd and AEW is on the road. I think it becomes noticeable after a certain amount of time.
Yeah. So Becky Lynch is in doing a promo, and then who comes out? Rhea freaking Ripley.
Yes. I didn't know I needed this match.
Incredible. I'm sorry?
I said I didn't know I needed this match in my life. But man, these two going up against each other, the Nightmare and the Man. I love it, man. I think, and the people were disappointed by the finish. I think it's a perfect way to finish the match.
I was disappointed with the finish.
Really?
It makes sense because you want both of them to look strong, but a no contest always ends me on kind of a down note, you know?
Yeah, I get it. I just think it works for what they're going for, and then with it being the 4 horsewomen that come out to basically stop them, and then you get kind of a little team up between Becky and Rhea, like a little truce. The enemy of my enemy is my friend type thing, and I kind of enjoyed that.
Yeah, I mean, trust me, I don't know. I like ending, but I know why they used it. I'm okay with non-finishes as long as it makes sense. Mm-hmm. And this one did kind of make sense because you had the issues with Rhea and the 4 horsewomen, then you had Becky calling them out. So it does make sense. It's just this match was so good at the end.
I get what you're saying. I think it pushes forward 2 storylines that they have going at the same time. Because I know it can get a little confusing right now, them pushing War Games and pushing Survivor Series at the same time.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I like the fact that NXT is involved with Survivor Series. I do, because it gives all of these great talents more eyes,
Mm-hmm.
but it also convolutes the shit out of both Survivor Series and War Games because, as Harley brought up on our post, we don't know who the last member for Ciampa's War Games team is. We still don't know the team for in the women's, the teams, or the men's. We don't know who Adam Cole is facing at Survivor Series, which we'll find out at Takeover. It's just so many things that they have to tell us a team, and then kind of free thing, and that's where I think they got really convoluted because they wanted to bring up NXT so fast before Survivor Series. Maybe at the end of October, the end of October, out comes NXT guys. The entire month of November to set up both War Games and Survivor Series. They didn't do that. They started this build maybe 3 weeks ago, and it feels like
if anything, once you found out that that NXT was going to be a part of Survivor Series, they should have held off on War Games. Whether you figure out ahead of time that you're having the Survivor Series, I think honestly they probably should have done that. Is that decide earlier if NXT was going to be involved in for Survivor Series, so that you can push War Games maybe a month back. Personally,
I don't know
because I think it's complicated, man.
Because NXT always has those takeovers connected to the Big Four.
Yeah, but if you're gonna have NXT involved in the Big Four, in one of the Big Four, then there's no need for it. Especially when you are getting NXT matches on Survivor Series, you're gonna get an NXT title match on Survivor Series. You're basically involving them in the Big Four, in that one Big Four.
That's true.
Now with Royal Rumble down the line, WrestleMania, I'm perfectly okay with NXT not being involved in WrestleMania because normally their takeover events a lot better.
Yeah, it was a good idea, and I think the brand supremacy thing could work for Survivor Series. And I hope they continue to add NXT in there.
Yeah.
Having Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT is perfect because then you get matches that you never thought you would see leading up to Survivor Series.
Yeah, and I mean, Adam Cole's still championing for his match against Brock Lesnar and Bray Wyatt, so I see why they didn't do that. But
no,
it'd be a squash. But I mean, you never know, man.
Adam Cole is taking the pin if that happens.
If he takes the pin, I'm okay with him taking the pin. He's a slimy heel. He should probably be taking the pin. But it does seem a little off when you have. I like where they're going now instead of having one champion off completely or just shoehorning Adam Cole onto the men's team. You do have there's a Universal Championship match, there's a WWE Championship match, there's an NXT Championship match. It does work, I think, in that perspective. So they couldn't do that triple threat match, so they just did the other way. But if they do that down the line, you will eventually get the NXT versus WWE versus Universal Champion down the line, maybe next year.
Man, this month has been a workhorse. He had 2 back-to-back NXT Championship matches in the same week.
Mm-hmm.
Having a War Games match, and then the next night he's having an NXT Championship match.
Dude, he's gonna be so broken down. It's gonna be similar to like him after what was it? It was so similar to like after his match. I think he had that street fight with Aleister Black at Takeover San Antonio, and then the next night he was in Royal Rumble, and I was like, he just looked so beat up.
Yeah, he did. So moving on, we was originally scheduled to be Matt Riddle taking on Kona Reeves. Poor Kona Reeves, man. Because guess what? King Ricochet is here.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna feel too bad for him. He's still getting a paycheck.
So this is a match I never knew I needed till now. Matt Riddle versus Ricochet.
Yeah,
my God,
and it's awesome. And then you get at the very end, you get the surprise of Cesaro and Shinsuke. That's pretty awesome.
I love get involved with the match. Like, I love that
Me
they
too.
didn't do 2 back-to-back, like, out comes Beckham, but they like caused just a distraction enough for Matt Riddle to pick up the pin over Ricochet.
And then also at the very end, you also get first Roderick Strong comes out and attacks Nakamura, and then Riddle starts fighting off Strong, and then Finn Balor comes out and attacks Riddle. So basically solidifying that we are getting Riddle versus Finn Balor at War Games because it seems like Johnny Gargano is injured.
Yeah, dude, I am so excited for Balor versus Riddle.
Yeah, I'm too.
First takeover match in 4 years,
and it's as a heel, which makes me even more excited. It is kind of upsetting we don't get Gargano, but
him and AJ last week doing the.
Dude, something's coming. Something has to be coming.
I don't want him the OC though.
No, I like the idea of. I don't know how they would do it, but I think AJ has to lose the United States title before Finn Balor joins, and basically, I think he should take over leadership if he joins. Like he's got to be Prince Devitt.
I have an idea. It'll work. Turn AJ Styles back face. Have Gallows and Anderson turn on it. And NXT join Finn Balor and then form Balor Club with Finn Balor as the leader and then Gallows and Anderson as his muscle.
Instead of OC, they're called BC.
It's Balor Club.
Yeah, I'm down with it. I think you have to go Prince Devitt. He's so much more confident on the mic, man. Like I like Finn Balor as an in-ring performer, but he was never great to me on the mic.
Yeah,
but he's so much more confident on the mic as a heel. Like you can feel that whole charisma that he had as a face. It works even better as a heel.
Dude, me and my brother kept saying that how cool it would have been if like he uses the name Prince Devitt when he's just just himself. But then at special takeovers, he brings out Finn Balor. It's the Demon King, which that's what Finn Balor means. And he's in the full makeup. And he's Finn Balor. So you have two faces of Finn Balor. You have Prince Devitt. Then
I think that could work. 1 second.
No problem. I cannot wait to talk about our next match.
Sorry about that. Damn dog was barking to go outside.
No problem. Let's move on to the next match, which, in my opinion, is TV matches of the year.
This is probably tag team match of the year for sure.
Undisputed Era taking on the Revival.
You know what I just realized? I don't know why, but for some reason I thought they faced off, and I just realized they missed each other. They just missed each other.
Just as Revival was leaving, Undisputed Era was coming in.
And man, like the fact that we didn't get more of these matches.
This is why the Revival need NXT. Bring them over like we did Finn Balor.
I think it'd be good. I think it'd be smart.
Just imagine the match with those guys with the new teams down here in NXT.
Yeah, it makes me upset that it kind of makes me even more upset now that we're not getting them in that triple threat match. Because the Revival also missed the Viking Raiders. And we know the kind of matches the Undisputed Era can put on with the Viking Raiders. We've seen it before. But I would love to see what the Revival could have done with the Viking Raiders. Because they didn't get to face off with them, but now we're going to be getting the New Day in that triple threat tag team match. Which is, they're going to put on a great match too, but I just feel like the Revival was... And I knew it was coming at some point because every year when they have these Survivor Series matches and they push all of them, but all of a sudden, like that next week, one of them changes. So the first time it was Jinder was being pushed as facing off against Brock, and then AJ won. And then we got AJ versus Daniel Bryan. And then we thought we were getting AJ versus we thought we were getting Brock versus AJ again. And then Daniel Bryan won the championship, and it happens every year. And this year it just happened to be the tag team. We thought we were getting Viking Raiders, Revival, and Undisputed Era, and then the New Day wins it all of a sudden. I knew as soon as they announced that match as a championship match between the New Day and the Revival, I was like, New Day's winning the championship.
Yeah, and what sucks is because the Revival, they were awesome. They were perfect because NXT is ring storytelling based. So when you have a team like the Revival, which it's a comparison that gets brought up a lot, but they are like the modern day Brainbusters.
Yeah,
totally are. They are, and the fact that once they got on the main roster, they were used as comedy acts, and they won a title here and there, but they were no. Sucks because these guys could have been the greatest tag team of like the past 10 years if used correctly on the main roster. You bring them down to NXT and you give them great matches, you could get a lot of match of the year, team matches of the years out of these guys.
Yeah, I think if they were used correctly, they've just never been used correctly, which really sucks. But this is exactly how you use them. Let them go in there and tell a great story, and just let the guys do what they do best. Like these guys, to me, and NXT, they've never put out a bad match.
No,
not
they
one.
Literally here against DIY in that 2-out-3 falls match at Toronto. Fucking
incredible. And then they went even further. With the ladder match with AOP inserted. Even better.
Yeah, at Chicago.
So
man, so getting into this match, I'm not gonna remember, but the one thing I do remember is right before the Undisputed Era hits the high-low, you can Scott Dawson just my ass, and then high-low. I was like, yes, that is a way to go down in style. He's like, fuck you guys, no, kiss my ass, boom.
Yeah, it was a little facelish, if you would say, if you don't mind me saying, it was a little bit of a face little thing that they do. That's a full on face. I like it,
dude, because the reaction that the Revival got when they came out, they are loved in NXT.
Yep, I think if you brought them back to NXT, you could use them as face, as kind of
like a tweener. Use them as like they'll face heels and they'll face faces, but you can make them work with whatever story you want. And dude, Undisputed Era taking on the Revival in a month, like a 2 month with like match of the year. Because you can bring up the idea of old school versus new school with Undisputed Era, with all the that and kind of the more high energy, high paced team versus the Revival that's more grounded, old school tag team mentality.
Yeah, I think the best way that if you did put them in NXT, how I would book them is they're just that team that doesn't give a shit and they just want to fight. They'll fight anybody. Yeah. It doesn't matter. You don't make them heel or face. You just make them. I just want to fight. We're just here to kick some ass and let them kick some ass.
Exactly. That's the perfect way. And I really hope that they bring them down to NXT because this match was fucking incredible.
I hope Vince is watching. That's all I can say is I hope Vince is watching.
Even if Vince is watching, he's not going to care. He doesn't like NXT. He's said as much.
Oh, no, it's upsetting. All right, let's move on to the next match.
Kaylee Ray taking on Dakota Kai. Good match.
Yeah, good match.
Not great.
No, I'm one of Dakota Kai's biggest fans, though.
Me too.
I like the long-term storytelling they seem to be telling with her.
I wonder if they're going to turn her.
So before they announced that Kaylee Ray was going to be the last member of Shayna's team, I thought they weren't going to announce who her last member was, and Mia Yim was going to turn at the last moment, leaving Rhea's team kind of memberless, minus one member, them getting ready to just fuck it, we're gonna go 3-4, and then Dakota Kai comes in at the last moment, and in my opinion, wins the entire thing for them. And
I was the opposite.
All right, go ahead.
I thought that he chose Mia Yim over Dakota. I was thinking that she was going to go to Shayna, and Shayna was going to put her on her team as a fourth one because she's like, I see something in you. You know, you keep getting held back. And then what I would do is I would have Dakota join Team Baszler. Then when it just looks like Rhea's team is losing, Dakota Kai turns. She was a secret spy for Ripley's team. She turns on Shayna, and then she hits her finisher, and she's the who pins Baszler for the win.
Yeah. So yeah, basically you had it the same way. Except
that would have done two stories because you with the Rhea and the War Games, and the one with Dakota Kai versus Shayna Baszler. So they started a year ago.
See, like where I was going was basically the same thing except the opposite, where they're on the other side, and then this will lead to Dakota Kai getting a championship match, and I think Dakota is the one that's going to dethrone Shayna. That's I think the best way, because at one point I did think it was going to be Candice, but I think the better story is Dakota Kai, because Dakota Kai is one of Shayna's first victims when she first got to NXT.
Mm-hmm.
But now it seems I'm starting to think that it's gonna be somehow Mia Yim gets taken out backstage or something, and then Dakota Kai, because Dakota Kai has to kind of tie in somehow. Like they keep showing her. If she wasn't going to show up somehow, she wouldn't have been on this episode of NXT. I don't think.
Yeah, unless Dakota attacks Baszler's team, someone like maybe Bianca, or more than likely Bianca, if we're being honest, because you're not getting rid of Io Shirai.
No, Io has to be there. Yeah, Io has to be there.
Kaylee Ray just made her debut, so you're not taking her out. But maybe Dakota kicks her ass and then joins Team Shayna because she's like, hey, you're down one member, and then we get that turn at the end.
I don't know. There's gonna be. I mean, what's his name?
Some way has to be in there.
Yeah, Dakota has to. I think they're using her in certain ways. I just think if they turned her heel, it would kind of be a waste. So anyone that's saying that she's turned heel, I think it'll be a waste of a good face that they have in the company right now. She might be the biggest face in the women's division, because I still see Rhea as a heel / tweener.
I don't see her as a heel. I see her more face, kind of like a Steve Austin almost. Like she's the female Steve Austin. If anyone's going to be like that, it's going to be Rhea, not Becky. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, true. So let's go into the after match shenanigans.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, the after match shenanigans were basically the SmackDown team comes out and starts destroying everybody, and Nikki Cross basically deciding that she's going to be a badass, and I think this is kind of hinting that Nikki Cross is going to play a big part in that Survivor Series match.
I'm so happy for her, man. I'm a huge fan.
Me too. And I believe she just signed another contract. I saw it on the bottom of backstage. They kind of showed
that's
it on
right.
the bottom.
Which after this we have to talk about backstage, because I have a lot to talk about that. Awesome. So next we have the Viking Raiders taking on, which is funny because their names are Forgotten Sons, and I forgot which one got pinned.
Let me see. I think it was
yeah.
Blake. Oh, maybe it was. Oh, okay, I don't know. It doesn't say it actually. It just says Cutler and Blake go to take down Ivar, but Ivar dodges, and they hit the pop-up power slam combo. So I don't know. Who knows?
It was Cutler.
I'm not gonna lie though. These two, I don't like the Forgotten Sons, but they didn't disappoint me in this match. I wasn't disappointed in them. They're good. They're fine.
Yeah,
they weren't bad.
I feel like this is Jackson Riker to be a singles guy. Which, if that's the case, why put them in a team? I just don't get it.
I don't know. I don't like seeing trios in in WWE because it doesn't mean anything. There's no trios championships, so it's like, why are you teaming up with two other guys if you're not going to be serious about being a singles competitor? I actually don't mind. I actually like Jackson Riker. I think he's got a good look. He could be something.
Jackson Riker was actually Gunner in TNA.
Yeah, he was Gunner.
Yeah, and he was awesome in TNA because
I think he's got potential. He's got to let him
that kind of intensity needed for that character.
Yeah, he just has to. They just got to let him break out from the Forgotten Sons, man. It's not doing anything for me. But this match was fine. I don't really care.
Yeah. So let's move on to the main event of the evening, the ladder match for an advantage in War Games. Adam Cole taking on Dominik Dijakovic. What a damn match this was.
I am becoming a big fan of Dominik Dijakovic. I really am. His matches with Keith Lee and now this. I don't. There's nothing else for me to say except for this guy's potential. I didn't know him in the Indies. I had no idea who. I knew his name was Dominik Dijak, but that's all I knew.
Yeah, I first saw him on an old episode of Ring of Honor because he had a feud with Tommaso Ciampa and Jay Lethal. Ooh. Which, my God, those put on great matches. So yeah, I kind of knew a little bit about him coming into, and man, it's impressed the hell out of me when his NXT run. Those matches with Keith Lee were amazing.
Dude, those two guys, the fact that they're so big and they can do the things that they do to each other is insane, man.
Yep. But this match was awesome because Adam Cole made him look like a. This is Dominic's star-making match.
Yeah, but I think Adam Cole makes everybody look like $1 million, man. And it seems like ladder matches and these like gimmick matches seem to be Adam Cole's like thing. Like it's like his niche. Like he seems to just kind of shine in these like crazy matches. Where it be at War Games, that Extreme Rules match against Alistair, the 2 out of 3 falls match with Gargano. Like the more you let him show how much of a competitor he is and like how athletic he is, to me, I forget how big he is. Like I forget how small he is in terms of like his size. Like he can go up against guys like Dominik Dijakovic and look like a star, look like the guy who's carrying.
And dude, like don't get it twisted. Nobody carried anybody in this match. They both went back and forth, and Cole sold like a motherfucker for this guy. The choke slam off the ladder onto another ladder.
I don't know how Cole is going to be ready to go on Saturday and Sunday. The dude's an Iron Man. He has to be made of steel.
The spot of the match for me was Cole was climbing the ladder. Cole was climbing the ladder, and then he turns around and hits Dominik with a freaking from a ladder.
Panama Sunrise. Oh man, I love that move.
The only thing I have about it is it's used. I do love the way it looks too. I just think the Canadian Destroyer as a move has been used.
It's used a lot.
Because when Petey Williams brought it today, that was a match ender. Like nobody kicked out a Destroyer.
Yeah, that was his thing, and I mean, he made it. I think he's the first one. He was the first time I ever saw that move. Now it was beautiful every time I saw it.
Now it just seems more like a transitional move, like you use it to get into the move.
It's kind of like what the DDT used to be. The DDT used to be a match ender back when Nick Roberts used it. Now everyone uses a DDT. That's why it was nice whenever Alexa Bliss brought it back as a finisher.
So yeah, Adam Cole hits Dominik with the briefcase, and they set up a ladder, the ladder in the middle, and the rope. And kudos to Dominik for taking that fall without like rolling he took that bitch like fairly right to the back.
Yeah, man. Good sell. I mean, to be able to take that bump, man, like that's not fun. It doesn't look fun.
It doesn't look fun at all. And
so
then
it's nice to see. I think it's perfect that Cole and the Undisputed Era are going to get the advantage. I think it's better when the heel team has the advantage, because you want them having that good amount of like couple minutes where they're just pounding on the other guy.
Yeah. So now we have some more aftermath shenanigans after Cole wins.
Mm-hmm.
How comes the Raw and SmackDown superstars? They start fighting. Ivar hit a double suicide dive on everybody, and I was like, "This is a match I didn't know I wanted."
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, they're both two gigantic men. Yeah, they're two gigantic men that can fly. I mean, what more could you want? I think Ivar has such huge. Dude, Ivar has such huge potential, even as a singles competitor, if he wants to.
Yes.
If he wants, I mean, shit. Eric too, though. Eric's strikes are insane.
Dude, that was it that over his shoulder into a knee?
I love that. That move is amazing.
Yeah, but as everybody is spread out after just being squished by these two giant guys, Drew McIntyre comes in, hits the Claymore kick, and then the last person in the ring is Adam Cole, turns around into a super kick by Seth Rollins, who gets booed at the NXT arena.
Of course he does.
Which is funny because they have cheered everybody, but when Seth Rollins came, instant boo. And I know why. Shut up on Twitter.
Yeah, we know. Punk said it.
Which we will get to that in a minute.
Yes. But yeah, so
the super kick, the stomp, Tommaso Ciampa comes out, and then the show kind of ends with a big brawl. This is what I'll say. This was a great NXT. I got tired of all the aftermath interference at the end. You had it all the way through the night.
Yeah, it happened 3 times.
Maybe it happened 3 times now.
They're really trying to sell Survivor Series, which I'm already sold. I'm already gonna be there. I'm already gonna be listening, watching, but they're going all in on selling this thing. But that's their prerogative, I guess. But I do like the little nuance that Tommaso Ciampa brings, where he kicks Adam Cole in the head on his way to the ring, because he's not done. He's not done with Adam Cole. I don't know if you noticed, but in that first SmackDown, I don't know if you saw the picture with Triple H standing in the ring with all the NXT guys, and Adam Cole is kind of on the other side, and Tommaso's on the way other side of the ring, and they're all looking at the camera. Tommaso's looking right at Adam the entire time, like he's got.
He's looking at Goldie because Adam is holding up the championship.
There you go. Yeah,
he looks up at the title.
So he's not done. He wants his
beautiful storytelling.
And I think honestly that's all Tommaso. I don't think that's anybody else. I think that's all Tommaso.
Yeah.
So
though I will say bringing back Ciampa as a face was the because no one's gonna boo a guy who just came back from career-ending knee surgery, ACL surgery.
Yeah, everyone thought he was done. There was a point where I thought he was done, but it does suck. It does seem like there is some kind of DIY curse, man, where they both just can't be healthy at the same time, and it sucks, man. It really does.
True.
It's like a curse. Like if
the universe does not want DIY.
No, it's because we were gonna get something big in terms of once Gargano lost his the United States the North American Championship, we were gonna get something big, and then No, then he gets hurt, and then we get Adam Cole instead, which is good. Adam Cole's been a great champion, but man, Tommaso and Gargano, man, that's the Batman and Joker thing, man. They're gonna be fighting forever, teaming up every now and then. It'll be fantastic, man. I really hope that they're able to stay around for a lot longer.
Though, now this is going back a while, but the first guy who came out whenever at New York when Gargano finally won the belt. Who was the first out and celebrate? Not Candice.
It was
Ciampa.
Yeah, it was Ciampa.
Ciampa came out with crunches. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you had kind of that embrace, which I love because it shows that maybe DIY is coming back, because maybe they, after all these wars, they kind of had respect for each other again. Like, their fights took him over the edge where it was like, okay, now I respect you.
Yeah, I think it helped when when we kind of got their little like kind of not teaming up, but they're just kind of like they were coexisting together, was whenever Johnny went heel for a little bit after turning on after he's the one that took out Alistair, right? That was it. That was the story. That Gargano took out Alistair. So I was like, okay, they're kind of coexisting, and then it just kind of kept going, and then eventually Tommaso gets hurt. We get Gargano versus Cole.
Was originally planned. I don't think
no
Ciampa coming out was originally planned. I think that was just, again, Ciampa being like, I'm going to go celebrate with my best friend. You gotta think they're still best friends. Like, they're like in real life, they're best friends. Mm-hmm. So see that moment happening, and then to have Ciampa on one end and Gargano on the other, with Candice right in the middle, that was a beautiful sight.
Yeah, because he's really close friends with her too. That's why I think they were able to do those segments that kind of could get uncomfortable every now and then, was because they're all three so close.
Yeah. All right. So let's rate this week of NXT. I'll start. I gave AEW Dynamite an A-.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give NXT an A.
An A? Okay.
I'd put NXTW just slightly.
Yeah.
Just because.
That's a good point. I think I'm gonna give them an A also. So in my rankings, they're maybe like 2 notches above AEW, but because of that tag team match, 2, that ladder match, and I'm just all around more excited. I'm more excited for War Games and Survivor Series this week than I was for Full Gear, which is saying something, because I was really excited for Full Gear. But it was a little cluttered. It was a little clunky in terms of the not clunky, cluttered, because there was just so many people attacking over multiple segments. I think if you're gonna do that big brawl, you should have did it similar to like whenever what was it, SmackDown invaded Raw that one time and they just went through the locker room. That was cool. A couple years ago. I think if you did something similar to that, where like both kind of shows teams kind of, because it seemed like it was the men from Raw and the women from SmackDown, so you wouldn't have had the men from Raw and SmackDown teaming up. It would have just been the men come in and the women come in all at the same time, and they just start brawling in the backstage all in one segment instead of doing it over 3 segments. It's kind of overkill.
All right, so let's move on real quick to WWE Backstage. What happened this week on WWE Backstage?
Yes.
This is not going to be a weekly thing, but I feel like this is an important one to talk about, because
you shouldn't say that, because it might be with Punk. Honestly,
CM Punk came out last week on Backstage. Now, I guess, full time on the staff for WWE Backstage, though he has cleared that he does not work for Vince. He does not work for Fox.
Yeah, he said he hasn't even talked to anybody in the front office in WWE. He hasn't talked to anybody. It's just he dealt with entirely with Fox, which showed, because there were a couple of segments where he made Paige and Renee a little bit uncomfortable.
By the way, I love that, because Punk said whether or not he says, I'm not going to hold back. Like, if something's stupid on the show, I'm going to call it out. And what does he do with the first? He craps all over it. Good on him, though. Because big dog, that big costume was stupid.
I think Fox did that on purpose. Fox knew that was a stupid segment, which is funny because it was on their show. But they knew that was a stupid segment and it didn't work. And they were like, you know what? Shit on this, CM Punk. It'll be fantastic. And he did. And he made Paige really uncomfortable. It was awesome. It was
line about it's storylines like this that makes me really regret doing this job.
Yeah, he's like, I wish I wouldn't have signed on. Which I was like, geez, say that on the people that hired you. Yeah, he's like, what'd you think of it? And she is just like so uncomfortable, and I love it. And then not to mention also the little dig he did at Renee with the Shield guy. He's like, oh my Shield guy. Which one's your favorite, Renee? Oh my god.
He goes, so pretty much to explain what he's talking about, Renee Young is talking with Punk about Seth Rollins on him on Twitter, and she was like, yeah, those Shield guys. And then Punk goes, oh yes, those Shield guys. Who's your favorite? Renee just looks stunned because I don't think that was in the script. Punk just went off the script.
Nope. I think Fox told him, dude, he said shit on television, like in that little promo for Tom Arnold that he did at the very end. So obviously they're kind of just letting him go. They're letting him go.
Tom Arnold
he did at the end
was hilarious. Where he's like,
what
he's like, are you talking about the Roseanne Barr who got a tattoo of her on his stomach and then had to mark it over with a Stephen King tattoo?
Yeah. And he said, if I wanted shit, if I wanted shit from you, I would have scraped it off your tongue. Like, dude, like for no reason. Like Tom Arnold's thing wasn't that bad. He went after him.
And they didn't say his cursing. I love that.
No, they didn't even mention it.
Both Renee and Paige were like, he said shit and ass in the same promo.
He went off, man. He sounded like he sounded whenever he was doing those pipe bombs. He sounded just like that.
Oh my God.
This dude came up with this. He had to come up with this on his off the top of his head. This dude's that good. He's that good. And then the little Freudian slip at the end. I wanted to talk to you if I would blah blah blah. This isn't that Seth. I mean Tom.
Oh my God, that was beautiful. He was like, he said, "Enjoy your moment of fame, Seth." I mean Tom.
Yeah, man. And then the only person I caught it was Booker.
Yeah, Booker was like, "Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said?" We have
he looked like a friend. He looked like a friend.
David Arquette. David freaking Arquette versus Booker T in a promo battle.
Love it. It was hilarious. It wasn't as good as Gabriel Iglesias last week because I saw Gabriel Iglesias last week. And holy shit, Gabriel Iglesias can cut a promo.
Speaking of that, my favorite line from that Fluffy versus Joe was he goes, "The International House of Pancakes called you the most terrifying man they've ever."
That was awesome. I think that's going to be their best segment coming out of with Backstage. I think the promo school because they're inviting celebrities to come in there and do their best.
Yeah,
it's awesome. But the very ending segment is also going to be their top hit in terms of what people are going to watch on YouTube and stuff. They're going to look at little clips of that.
Social media SmackDown, right? That's what you're talking about.
Something like that, or Beatdown, or some shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah. David Arquette, I got to give it up to him, man. People hated his title run, and he admitted it. But he's been working 2 years or so as an indie wrestler. The dude got his neck cut open with a piece of glass, taking on.
Nick Gage, right?
Yeah, last year. A piece of glass went straight through his neck and it was spewing out.
It was nasty. But yeah, that dude, and he said, and Booker said it too that after he won his title, that he went right up to Booker and was like, "I shouldn't have this. Like you should."
Mm-hmm.
Like he knows wrestling. He knows that he probably shouldn't have been champion, but who's gonna turn down if WWE came to me tomorrow and said, "Hey, we're gonna make you their top champion"? I'm not gonna say no.
Yeah,
I'm not stupid.
Yeah. Arquette also brought up Sharmell, which was so funny because he was like, "Didn't you meet your wife on Ready to Rumble, Booker?" which is true.
And even Booker was like, "Yep, like, that's true.
Yep.
That's true."
Which is the second time that a wrestler being in a movie has been. Goldberg did it with Santa Slays, and now Booker in Ready to Rumble.
Yeah, I like the little tinge that, speaking of like wives, I like the little thing that Punk said in his interview where he said that he was going, he had a match at WrestleMania, and when he realized he didn't enjoy wrestling as much was whenever his music was going off at WrestleMania, and he was like, I was talking to my at the time future wife. She was like, "Hey, your music's hitting," and he was like, "I'd rather sit here and talk to you, honestly." Like I like
awesome.
the little glimpse of his life, and I mean, I love AJ and Punk. I'm hoping that AJ eventually comes back too. But she seems like she's doing good.
We have to get to the major story coming out of WWE Backstage. Collins, get off of Twitter.
Get off of Twitter, Seth. I agree.
Yes,
although I do enjoy every week whenever the Bears lose and he just puts, "I hate football." I like those tweets. It's such a little tweet that you look forward to every week because you're just like, you're miserable and it's okay. I like it.
Okay, but Punk was like, the very first thing he said in response to Seth Rollins, "All right, this is not going to be a show where you run your stupid little angles."
Yep. Letting them know. No, I'm not here to play. I'm not here to play up to the fans that we're eventually going to wrestle up. He was like straight up like, "No, I don't care about your little. You're trying to get a match out of me," and he's right.
So guess what? Seth Rollins responded to that.
Did he? I haven't seen it.
He literally tweeted hell. He said hell of a response, coward.
Punk doesn't care.
Seth, get off of Twitter.
Yeah, all you did was prove Punk's point even more.
Exactly. Fuck you said he was like, it's smarter. It was like, it's smarter to be looked as an idiot, or then open your mouth and prove that you are, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Seth is just
Backstage.
Twitter.
Yeah, dude. Backstage is a show that I didn't think I would like, but to watch it, it had a talking smack feel where it feels like a legit like sports show.
Yeah, I think it does. I just wish that I think with Paige in particular, because I know Paige sometimes is lying about how she feels in terms of certain things, but the fact that she's still employed by WWE, that's why I'm glad they got Punk, someone that's not affiliated with WWE, to be able to say whatever they want to say. Because sometimes it looks like they're holding back, man. Like Booker tried to defend the damn. He tried to defend that big dog segment, and even Punk was calling him on his BS. Like it looks like they're trying too hard at points.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I will say this: Punk and Renee have amazing chemistry.
Yeah. Which I don't know many people that don't have good chemistry with Renee. She's so good on camera, man. I think she's made for this.
Yeah. Good.
So I'm really excited for next week, honestly. I'm looking forward to next week's Backstage. Now I have something to look forward to on Tuesdays. Because I didn't watch the first episode. Second episode I didn't watch either until I heard that CM Punk showed up, and I was like, what? And I was like, this week I have to. Like, I just have to see what he thinks, man. Like, just because he doesn't care. He's like he always, especially in that interview with Christian Harloff and Roxy, he sounds like a straight shooter. He sounds like he doesn't care. He's too old to give a damn now. Like he's at that point where he's just like, I'm gonna say whatever I want to say. I think he's already he's well off for himself. He doesn't have to worry about money, so he can really just say whatever he wants. And I think Fox wants that from him. They want him to say whatever he wants to say. That's why I'm kind of glad he hasn't had any contact with WWE.
Yeah. All right. So now that we talked about all the fun, we gotta get something controversial, of course.
Yeah. Mm.
You guys knew we had to talk about it. We are a wrestling show that covers wrestling news as well. God damn it! I don't want to talk about this.
I don't have much to say on it. Honestly. Yeah, Jim Cornette and controversy. Who would have known that Jim Cornette
billion time?
Yeah, who would have known that Jim Cornette would say something that's not politically correct? Who would have thought it? Who would have thought? Come on,
really?
Like, to me, I put the blame on. No, I knew that something like that was happening. That's why I haven't been watching NWA Power, because I don't support anything Jim Cornette does. The things he said are completely unforgivable, and to me, this was just another thing. And the fact that NWA let that slide, that the fact that they didn't cut it out, that's the main thing. Is that it's a
weekly show on YouTube.
Yes.
You are a weekly show on YouTube. You can edit stuff like that out.
Yep, and that's the thing. They could have avoided this entire thing. Take care of that behind the scenes. Instead, they let it go. Apparently, they didn't think it was that big. That was why I take those apologies when they're basically kind of forced out of people. I don't take them seriously, because they only apologize because people got offended. You thought that was okay. You didn't have the the common sense to realize, whoa, we should not include that in the broadcast. We should edit that out, and then then go talk to Cornette. But no, you waited for the rage to happen, and you waited for this cancel culture. And I'm hoping that more people realize that even though it is a Cornette thing, but to me, as someone who knows who Jim Cornette is as a person, they should have known something like that was eventually going to happen.
So, just to give context and be fair warned, this is really hard for me to say.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a match that happened this past week's AEW Power.
And from what I heard, it's a great match. Ruined by this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I didn't watch the match, but I heard it was really good. But it was Nick Aldis taking on Trevor Murdoch. And right in the middle of it, Jim Cornette goes, he's talking about how tough Murdoch is. He said he's the only man I've ever known that could strap a bucket of fried chicken on his back and ride a motor scooter through Ethiopia. Really?
Yep.
Really, Jim?
Like, people were trying to defend it as a joke, and I don't like that, because this man is known to not make jokes. He's not a joking. He really, this is his mindset, guys. Like, this is how he thinks. Like, he said horrible things. He says horrible things about women, about the LGBTQ community, and it's just disgusting, man. Like, and I don't.
On his podcast, he mocked the fact that Sonny Kiss was transgender. He openly mocked her. He, on his podcast, said that Justin Roberts was a pedophile because of the way he dresses. This is a guy that beforehand, because I feel like, as I said before in my post on Facebook, he felt like someone who was trying to judge other people for not liking his style of wrestling. Which, again, opinions are okay, but don't make me feel bad for liking some wrestling.
Yeah.
But now he's making fun of Sonny Kiss, making fun of Justin Roberts, like this horrible comment on AEW Power. This dude needs to be stopped.
Yeah, there's just some people that shouldn't be allowed, like, with huge platforms, and he's probably one of them. Like, to me, that this is I don't know if you follow football, but this is just like what happened last week in the there's that Browns game last Thursday night where the Browns got a big win that they needed, but at the very end, it's basically marred by the fact that a Browns player removed the helmet from another player and swung it and hit the player in the head. Like,
I did not hear about this.
Yeah, luckily it didn't injure the guy that got hit with the helmet. It just it barely nicked him on the head. But it's the fact that that's never happened in NFL history. And basically that big win that the Browns had, it's marred by the fact that one moment happened. That match, Nick Aldis versus Trevor Murdoch, is completely marred by the fact that one moment, one stupid person said a stupid thing. And NWA, I really hope that they realize that this is basically negligence, honestly. Like, you decided that this guy was okay to have on your show, and you honestly didn't think that that's like I don't know, owning a tiger, and when it bites you, you're like, I didn't know it was gonna do that. It's the same thing. That's the only way I can explain it. I don't want to say anything. I don't have anything else to say on the subject.
But I do want to say all this.
Yeah.
The NWA champion came on Twitter and he said, which again was a great it's something that he didn't have to do, but I'm glad he talked about it. He said, "This is no way speaking on behalf of the NWA. I'm absolutely speaking for myself. I thought the comment was in poor taste and unnecessary. I totally understand why it caused many to be upset. It was a lack of judgment or sensitivity. I have worked really hard for the team to make this brand mean something again. This is not how I want the NWA to be trending."
Yep.
Again, respect to Nick Aldis coming out and talking about it when he really didn't have to. But the fact that he said this really shows that at least he's something. Now, the people in charge, I don't know about that because, again, this was on YouTube. You had every opportunity to air that out. You knew that this would cause outrage, and you put it out there anyway. But at least shows that Nick Aldis is someone who wants the NWA to be respected again.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I completely agree with you. Nick Aldis is, as always,
it's just a piece of shit.
Yeah, and as Nick Aldis has shown multiple times, he's a class act.
Oh, yes. All right, guys. So sorry that we have to end this on such a sad note. But
yeah. Well, you want to do our predictions real quick?
CWN. Huh?
You want to do our predictions for just real quick? Blow through our predictions.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Do that.
Yeah.
End on a good note.
Yeah. All right. So
yes, please end on a good note.
Yeah. So let's start off with NXT Takeover.
Yeah.
Predictions. All right. So let me pull up the card real quick.
I'm doing the exact same thing. All right. Let's see.
Let's kick off with Pete Dunne versus Killian Dane versus Damian Priest. #1 contenders match. Why don't you start with this one?
I think with the fact that normally I would have went with Damian Priest, but the fact that I think because it's gonna be the winner's gonna be on Survivor Series, I think the smart move is Pete Dunne. Letting him go out there, and the man that does not have a bad match, let him go out there and have a 5-star match with Adam Cole on probably one of the biggest stages that they've been on.
I'm going Pete Dunne. It makes logical sense.
Yeah.
So next we have Matt Riddle, Finn Balor. I'll go with this one. I'm going Finn Balor. I feel like with his new heel turn, it makes sense for him to get the win. I'd probably have him to win kind of a heel way, either like a scrape to the eyes, low blow, or something. That way, it kind of protects Matt Riddle as well. But I see Finn Balor picking up the win here.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and agree with you. I think Finn Balor, but I'm gonna go different. I think he should have a dominant win. I think he should pin him 1, 2, 3 cleanly. Not dominant in the fact that he should squash him, but I think he should look extremely strong in this match.
Okay.
I think Matt Riddle can survive the loss.
Yeah. All right, so now matches. You want to do the men's or the women's one first?
Let's go women since we know everyone that's in it.
True. All right, so we have Rhea Ripley, Tegan Knox, and Mia Yim versus Shayna Baszler, Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, and Kaylee Ray. Who are you pulling for?
I'm gonna go Team Ripley. I think Team Ripley, much more story can come out of them winning. If Shayna's team wins, I think it kind of like it leaves a division dead in the water again.
Oh, see, this one's actually really hard.
Yeah.
Looking at it is, you want Shayna to look strong going into Survivor Series. You want her to look real strong.
Yeah, it's true.
So I'm gonna go for Baszler's team because I feel like if anything, it's gonna come down between Shayna and Rhea as the last. And I think Shayna's gonna make Rhea look awesome, and I think Shayna's gonna win barely. Now, how I would do it is lock in the Carefree to clutch, have Rhea pass out instead of tap out. That way, she's fighting, and she passes out.
I like that. Same thing what they did with Nikki.
And it also keeps Shayna really strong going into Survivor Series with her match.
Yeah. All right. Men's War Games.
The Undisputed Era: Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, Martin Strong taking on Dominic Dijakovic and Mystery. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm honestly lost. But you go ahead first. Sorry.
2 predictions here. Let's predict who the last member of Champions team is going to be, and then let's predict who's going to win.
Okay.
So, you said Gargano's injured, right?
That's the word, yeah. That's why they took Matt Riddle out of the War Games match and put him against Finn.
See, I was thinking Ciampa was going to go to Gargano and get him the 4th entry, but if he's injured, you can't do that. Who would work then?
It's tough. I think I have one but I just don't know the timetable. I'm thinking. Go for it. You know what I'm talking about.
It's probably not going to be it. But how cool would it be if Daniel Bryan comes down?
Oh, okay. I wasn't thinking that.
Daniel Bryan announced, and they set something up with Triple H versus Daniel Bryan, and Adam Cole is Triple H's golden boy. And they've been talking about bringing Daniel Bryan down to give more guys on NXT. What if he comes down and it's Undisputed Era taking on Ciampa, Keith Lee, Dominic, and Daniel Bryan?
That'd be interesting.
Because then
who would you have?
Set up on SmackDown with the Invasion.
Yeah, who would you have winning if it was Daniel Bryan?
Again, that's hard because you want Adam Cole to look strong, but I mean, Ciampa really needs this win for his team. I'm gonna go Ciampa's team.
Okay.
I feel like there's more storyline you can do with Era winning.
Yeah. I think if he's ready, Velveteen Dream. Possibly. I don't know. The thing is, I don't know the timetable of his injury. I don't know how serious it was, and I don't know the timetable of his return. But I think Velveteen Dream would be a really huge pop. That'd be gigantic for him. And he's not going after the NXT champion. He was going after Roddy before he got hurt. Yeah, so I could see him coming in. You have, I think Dominic, because it could set up. Because I think I would have the men's. I think I would have Tommaso's team winning still, and it would set up where you would have the contenders for each thing. Because maybe going down the line, I don't really see a lot of face teams in NXT. Keith Lee and Dominic Dijakovic could be a cool team. So maybe they would leave War Games challenging Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Roddy's going to be challenging. Velveteen's going to be challenging Roddy, and then Ciampa challenging Adam Cole, obviously.
Oh wow. Okay, so see more sense than my pick for who the last
But
guy
that
is
would be cool.
Mine's just like a dream that I don't think it's happened. Yours is like more reality that I think will happen.
Yeah, that's true. I was trying to think of, and I saw someone put that in an article, and I was like, that makes some sense.
Yeah.
But I still don't know I don't know what his timetable for his return was. So
Yeah.
I could be way off.
I want to introduce this again. Let's make this a predictions championship match.
That sounds cool.
So pretty much Hog does where they're predictions championship, and we'll just do it here on Dark.
Yeah, let's do it. So I think the only one we have different is
we pretty much have the same, except for I'm going for Team Baszler and you're going for Team Ripley.
Yeah, so there's the one difference, and now we're going to the Survivor Series card.
All right, so I have the card pulled up already. Let's go. No holds barred. WWE Championship. Brock Lesnar versus Rey Mysterio. You start.
Brock Lesnar. He just got it. That's the only reason. He just got the title back. So I think they're going to be planning more things. And for all the people to take the title off, I don't think it's Rey. I love Rey. I don't think it's Rey.
This one's actually real hard for me because if it was a normal match, I would say that no holds barred stipulation though. Like
adds a little intrigue.
He has access to weapons he can use. He can break down Brock.
And a possible Cain Velasquez appearance.
That's what I was thinking. Or hell, get Dominic in there. Just have him come out and deck Lesnar in the face.
That'd be pretty cool.
You know what? I'm probably going to lose it, but I'm going Ray. I think if you open up the card with Rey Mysterio winning the championship, probably for the last time, so let's be honest, it's probably not going to happen again. Because Brock can always win the title back at the next pay-per-view. This is the big four. To have Rey hold the belt for at least one more time.
Yeah, that's true. So you're gonna go with your hot take. Your hot take.
Yeah, I am. By the way, I don't like Lesnar as a human being, so I'm pulling for Rey anyway.
That's fine. I don't like Brock that much either. Although I did love dancing Brock.
We have the Universal Championship match: The Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan. Pretty easy. I'm going the Fiend. Is
the
best things in WWE right now. Fiend should be kept strong. Should have never lost that fucking Hell in a Cell match. Vince, what are you doing? DQ? What? Doesn't make sense. Yeah, I'm going to win this.
Same. Bray Wyatt. Not really much else to say.
I was about to say, are you going Daniel Bryan? Or are you doing the opposite of me for last match?
No, Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt. No, don't even think about it.
So next we have Brand Supremacy Triple Threat, Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch, NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler.
I'm gonna go.
This one's hard, actually.
This is tough, man. This is tough. Like they're all three going so strong right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go a little crazy. I'm gonna say Bayley.
I think I know who you're going for.
I'm going Bayley. I'm gonna go with Bayley. Why not? I think she's gonna get a big win, her first really big win since becoming a heel.
And logically, it makes sense though because Bayley just turned heel. You want her to make.
That's one thing.
You want to make her look kind of strong, but on the other hand, I'm between two. I'm between Shayna and Bayley because I don't think Becky needs to win. I think she's over enough. She's one of those. To me, if you have Shayna win at Takeover, which I think they will, I'll be okay with Bayley beating Becky. I don't want her to pin Shayna.
All right.
So yeah, I'm going Bayley also.
Okay. Next up, mid-card champions.
This I'm excited for. U.S. champion AJ Styles Intercontinental
it's gonna be hard hitting.
Shinsuke Nakamura. American champion Roderick Strong. Oh my God.
This is gonna be if they give these guys like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Holy shit! This might be match of the night.
Let's be real. We're probably gonna give them close to 15 or 20.
Yeah, I know, but they gotta let them go, man. This could be match of the night. This between this and the tag team one could be match of the night.
So, who are you pulling for on this one?
I'm gonna go. This one's tough. I think I'm gonna. Damn it. You know what? F it. I'm gonna go Roddy. Roderick Strong, looking strong. Pardon the pun there.
I gotta agree with you. I think if NXT is gonna win anyone, this one seems like the one they should give NXT the victory.
Mm-hmm.
And if anything, you could have Undisputed Era, Fish and O'Reilly come out beforehand and help him win. If you want to keep the group as a heel, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So we're both going for Roddy.
Yep.
Roddy versus the world. So next is the triple tag team match. The Raw Tag Team Champions, the Viking Raiders. SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the New Day. NXT Tag Team Champions, Undisputed Era. UE, I'm going Undisputed Era, baby.
UE. Okay. I am gonna go. Man, I have my heart saying one thing, my brain saying another. Oh man. I'm gonna go New Day. I don't want to, but I think they're gonna go New Day. It just seems like the WWE thing to do.
See, I think Undisputed Era are gonna pin the New Day. I think they're probably gonna like pin someone like maybe Xavier. And I love Xavier Woods, but let's be honest, he's probably gonna be the one taking the pin.
Well, Xavier's hurt. It's
is he?
Big E and Kofi. Yeah, it's Big E and Kofi.
Okay, well then maybe Big E. Because I don't want to see Kofi get the pin.
No. I think New Day is gonna get. I wanted to say Viking Raiders, but I think New Day is probably gonna pin Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly.
Again, I think they should keep NXT looking. So I'd give them like not all the wins, but some of the big Survivor Series wins, like the team one, the mid-card championship. I'd give those over to NXT.
Okay. All right. I mean, you want to go on the men's because we still don't know team NXT or team for either teams.
Yeah.
Because I could see NXT winning one of these. We can go based on Raw and SmackDown's teams. Like with the men's Survivor Series elimination, I think that to me personally,
so
I'm probably gonna go
Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and Ricochet taking on Roman Reigns, Mustafa Ali, Braun Strowman, King Corbin, and Shorty G. Oh my God! His name is Chad.
I'm gonna go team. I think I'm gonna go Team Raw. Actually, they're doing something with Kevin. NXT. Okay.
Because
gonna be Tommaso.
I think Kevin Owens is gonna switch.
That'd be interesting. They're doing something with him. With him.
I see it coming down to like 2-2-2. So 2 from Raw, 2 from SmackDown, 2 from NXT. And then the last 2 for Team Raw and Owens. And then it's going to come down to 2 from Raw, 2 from NXT. It's going to be maybe, I don't know who they're going to have, but Owens hitting a pop-up powerbomb on Rollins, walking away, and then Team NXT picks up the victory because Owens turns on.
That would actually work. I think that'd be crazy.
So I'm probably going to lose, but I'm going Team NXT to win that one.
Okay. And the women's?
So we have Team Raw is Charlotte Flair, Natalya, Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Sarah Logan. Taking on Sasha Banks, Carmella, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, and Nikki Cross. Taking on Team NXT.
Yeah. I think
this SmackDown.
This is the one I think. SmackDown? Man, just that addition of Dana Brooke is bothering me. It makes me not want to pick them just because they haven't done shit with Dana Brooke, and now all of a sudden they put her on the team. But I guess you can say the same thing about Sarah Logan. But
Sarah Logan
on Team Raw, I think I'm gonna go NXT on this one because the team is probably going to consist of Io, Candice, Rhea, Tegan, and I would probably say Bianca. And I just think that team has a lot more star power. Like, I don't know. To me, like, I just feel like that team will make more.
The only reason I'm pulling SmackDown over NXT is because, well, one, I want NXT to win the men's, and also with the way they made Nikki Cross look so strong at the end of the segment for NXT, made her. I think Nikki Cross is going to be the sole. She's going to be made that night. I think they're going to push Nikki Cross hard because they left her as the only person in the ring. She beat up almost everybody. I think they're going to continue this into Survivor Series, have Nikki Cross be the winner of the whole thing, sole survivor, and that's going to push her more.
All right, I see your thinking. I wanted to say Team Raw because I just felt like Sarah Logan was going to be like their surprise, but you're right with Nikki Cross being that surprise on NXT. It just seems. I think the smart move for me would be Team NXT for that one because then I think because in terms of me, I would have NXT winning 2 matches to SmackDown taking 2 and then Raw getting 1.
Yeah, I have NXT winning 3, SmackDown winning 2, and then I have Bayley going over, and then I have SmackDown going over for the women's, and then I have NXT for men's match, the mid-card title,
and the tag team.
And the tag team. Yeah, so it's 3-2. I don't think Raw's going to win one. I think it's going to come down between SmackDown and NXT because the fact that people still have a bad taste in their mouth from when Raw went undefeated last year.
That's true. I do too.
And with the Fox deal and the numbers that in for them, Raw's not doing that well in the ratings. NXT and SmackDown are both killing it. So I think it's going to come down to this.
Yeah. All right, and you would just assume that Adam Cole is going to defend against Pete Dunne. Am I correct?
Yeah. All right, so to go over, I'm going to go to recap. I'm going Rey Mysterio, The Fiend, Roderick Strong, Team NXT for the teams, Team NXT for and Team SmackDown for the women's, and then I'm going Adam Cole for the NXT Championship match.
All right, and I have Brock Lesnar, The Fiend, Bayley, Roddy Strong, The New Day, Team. Who did I say? I think it's a Team Raw. Yeah, it's a Team Raw and Team NXT for the women's, and then Adam Cole. So we have a few different. Be interested to see how everything plays out. We'll probably be texting back and forth during the show.
We definitely will be. All right, guys. So hours. I was not expecting to go over 2 hours. I was expecting to go maybe an hour and a half, but we had a lot to talk about.
There was a lot to talk about.
The Jim Cornette situation, the NXT thing, the Survivor Series coming up, everything, man.
Yeah, man, it was a hectic week. Hectic week.
Oh yeah. So let's get to the closing plugs. Alec, where can people find you?
Alec04. You can find me on Twitter at Alec Miller 0423. You can find my podcast Twitter at Armbar Suplex. And my show that I do normally every Sunday nights around 7 o'clock on YouTube. I usually post the link on Facebook and Twitter. It's called Armbars and Suplexes. Me and my co-host Jesus, we talk all things in the world of MMA and wrestling. With MMA with UFC kind of taking a little hiatus, we're going to be talking a lot more about wrestling and a little bit more about boxing coming up too. So look forward to that, and it'll be on StreamYard, so y'all can go on YouTube and comment, and we usually talk basically to the fans whenever they're commenting. So you can always come in and chime in your thoughts.
Nice. By the way, speaking of boxing, you watch that KSI versus Logan Paul fight?
No.
It was good.
Yeah, I'm no. Yep. I'll probably be watching the fight this weekend.
KSI won. Wilder versus, is it Ortiz?
Yeah, Ruiz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoyed this. Hit that like button, subscribe to Comment Wrestling Network below. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.